Look, to reach first oil is actually more than geology, right? There are a couple of things that you need to have in place. Um, for Namibia, one of the things that it's important is to make sure that you have in-country skills. So this means that while we are building up for the FID, this is the time to be building the skills that would be needed when the FID will actually be effective. So we are anticipating production between 2029, 2030. So it means that we have around 4 years to be sure that we'll have the skills ready to act and participate in the development phase. The other thing that is important as well is stable policies. So we've been talking a lot about local content, right? So we need to make sure that when local content policy becomes actually law, it is a law that will support the development of Namibia, but also that is aligned with the interests of the operators. So it's important to get that balance right. The other thing that it's important is need to make sure that the Namibian oil will be developed at the right pace. If we rush too much and we start to produce it before we have the infrastructures ready, it might create some challenges. So pacing that development is extremely important. That's actually a very good question. And I must say that we've been contributing since 2022. We arrived in Namibia in 2022, and we actually purchased land in Lüderitz in 2022, even before the discoveries. So at the time, people called us crazy. Today, they call us visionaries because we have the closest oil and gas base to the Orange Basin today. So in our base, we invested quite a lot. We have 3 main workshops with different kind of equipments where we can pressure test, we can lift equipment, we have a make and break machine. And on top of that, we have a base that is operational thanks to Namibian from Lüderitz, actually. So that's the way we contribute. We are part of the community, we invested in it, we built in it, we are employing Namibians, and we're making sure that we're using also Namibians' companies. So everything that we can procure in Namibia, we do it in Namibia. The other thing that is extremely important is that we are a vehicle for introduction of new technology. Although we are a local company, regional company, we are a vehicle for very niche high-tech technology that normally do not compete with the big service companies such as the Schlumberger, the Halliburtons, and the Bakers, but also add very high value to the industry itself. So this is how we contribute to this space. Look, at this phase, it's important to make sure that we focus on the foundation. Local content today in Namibia should not be about drilling wells. It's more about the foundation. So we're talking about being able to move equipment, move people. So here we're talking about logistics. We're talking about building, so civil work, construction. We're talking about operating bases. We're talking about maintenance and also fabrication. So these are the things that we need to talk about without forgetting, I would say, the most important element, which is the youth, building the youth capability. This is, for me, what local content needs to look like at this stage in Namibia. Look, it will be again around the infrastructure. It will be around the marine logistics. It will be around the being able to operate bases. As I mentioned before, also construction, maintenance. All these things are the things that are important. Why? Because Namibia is already doing it. So it will be just a matter of, I would say, uplifting, upskilling, upgrading what they are already doing. Namibia has a very interesting position. So Namibia is in between Angola and South Africa. So I like to see a southern energy corridor where Namibia is at the center of it. So Namibia has the capability to link what is already happening in Angola, a country that is already producing, and to link what will happen in South Africa, a country that will start producing after Namibia. So being at the center of that corridor really gives Namibia a strategic position that, of course, I hope Namibia will be able to leverage from it. The other thing that is important is that being at that center, Namibia can really become an energy service hub. So this is how I see Namibia contributing at the regional level. I think that the conversations need to be around building a nation. So what do you need to build a nation? You will need infrastructure. So that needs to be at the center. You will need human capability. So again, youth, training in youth, this will be extremely important. The other elements that will be important are the policies, right? We need to make sure that that is stable, not only from a local content point of view, also from a fiscal point of view, from a basically business attractiveness point of view. The other point that is important is that we need to create an environment where everybody can work together. We're talking about the government, we're talking about the operators, we're talking about the international service companies and the local service companies. For me, those are the key teams to build a nation.